the video where I, Singing Guy, the guy who has absolutely been doing this project from the very beginning, tell you what I think about Into the Woods. So, first things first, I am absolutely a sucker for any kind of fairy tale adaptation. Even if it's terrible, I'll probably like it at least a little bit. Although I will say there are some fairy tales that are being adapted far, far too much. Looking at you, Pro Cinderella. All of that being said, this musical obviously isn't terrible. I think honestly, I would still like this musical even if it was just the first act. I absolutely love how Stephen Sondheim and James Lapine are able to interweave all of these stories together. They're able to do it in a believable way that never felt forced. However, what catapults this musical from a good one into a great one is the second act. This is the moment where a touch of realism gets added to these fairy tale characters and they now have to deal with the consequences of their actions. It turns this whole musical, as Alicia said in the comments of my previous video on this, into its own fairy tale with its own moral. And, also as Alicia said in the comments of the previous video, it never gets cynical. I feel like this kind of story can get cynical real easily, but Sondheim and Lapine never do, which is impressive and also just really nice because I feel that it fits the overall story a lot better. It never tells you to completely give up on your dreams, and it never even goes so far as to say that the world is a cruel and unforgiving place. It's simply telling you to be cautious and to think before you leap. I love absolutely everything about this musical. I love the message, I love all of the characters and all the various arcs that they all go on, and, of course, there's the music. Sondheim has a reputation of being a particularly wordy writer, and I feel like this musical is very much the epitome of that. But it never feels like it's coming across as too wordy, if that makes sense. It never feels like Sondheim is showing off. Well, okay, maybe he's showing off a little bit, but I do feel like it fits the story really, really well. And all of these songs are just genius. Ultimately, one of the things that I just really love about this musical is the fact that there aren't really any good guys. I mean, sure, you have protagonists and antagonists, but no one is all good or all bad. Everyone has a certain degree of gray morality, even the characters that we're all rooting for. The big morale boost song in the second act is No One Is Alone, which doesn't even say that what they're doing is right. I just absolutely love the moral ambiguity of it all. This is just a top-notch musical from beginning to end, and it is definitely in my top 5 musicals. So with all that being said, I'm curious to know what you all think. I know that Tessa and Alicia both commented on the previous video, making it pretty clear how they feel about the musical, but curious to hear what you all think about it, what all your thoughts are, and I will return next week with another musical. Don't know what that is yet, but we'll see what happens. This is the video where I, Singing Guy, the guy who has absolutely been doing this project from the very beginning, tell you all what I think about... Went through the bit, I was so focused on the bit, I forgot the name of the musical I was talking about. That's very, very indicative of who I am as a person, though.